Hi there, and welcome to Stage Savvy Speakers. I'm your host, April, and I'm a speaking and storytelling coach for women who want to unlock the power of their personal stories and share their message with confidence from any stage. Today, I am here to share with you my 3 tips for writing a memorable speech. Let's get into it. When it comes to crafting a speech that leaves an impact, your personal experiences really are your secret weapon. Stories rooted in your own life are authentic, relatable, and will resonate with the people that you want to reach the most. So today, I'm going to share with you 3 simple tips for turning your life story into an unforgettable message. Tip number 1, start with a thought-provoking statement or question. When you take the stage, whatever that stage is, a camera, face-to-camera video like this, a physical stage with a microphone in your hand, or even a small group conversation, if you can start with a thought-provoking statement or a question, that really does set the stage for everything that comes after. Dive right in with your bold statement or that question and grab the attention of those that are listening to you. For example, I once had a client who started a speech with, "They told me I was stupid." Now that was absolute gold because immediately the crowd was tuned in. They were silent and all eyes were on her as she continued her story. And this stark, emotional, really punchy kind of a hook, if you will, really just captivated everyone right away. And it made people curious about what she was going to say next. So think about that moment or a moment similar to that you may have had. Maybe you had an experience once like that. I had another client who started a speech with, "Boys don't cry." And it was all about, as a young boy being taught that men don't cry. And if you're going to be a man, you don't show emotion. And this individual was able to grow past that and realize that in becoming a father and a functional adult, that emotion really is a powerful thing. So start your stories with something that packs a punch and gets the audience's attention. And then you can go from there. Now, the next thing you want to do when you're sitting down to write some thoughts out to say is to start with the end in mind. Think about what you want your audience to take away, what you want them to feel, think, how you want them to respond. Do you want them to take an action as a result of your words? Now, if you're giving a long speech, maybe this is more of an interactive process and you want them to engage with you and answer questions throughout. If it's a shorter speech, maybe you simply want them to feel a certain way, or perhaps they will nod in agreement as you're speaking, or they'll laugh, or maybe you are speaking on behalf of a cause, a charitable cause, and you want them to donate money, or you want them to share the message. Whatever that takeaway is, start with that in mind and then work backwards and figure out what it is that you can share from your own life and your own experiences that will cause them to feel that way, think that way, make an action, make a donation, whatever the case may be. So again, starting with the end in mind, super helpful when you're sitting down to write a message, especially if you do want a specific action as a result of what you're saying. All right, and number 3 in my 3 tips for writing a memorable speech is highlight your emotional turning points. Now, the most memorable speeches are not just about something that happened, right? They illustrate how it made you feel, what it looked like, what it felt like, how it changed you, what you learned from it, and how that learning process occurred. Share the highs and the lows of that story, emphasizing the moments of realization, transformation, triumph, struggle, growth, despair, whatever those moments are in that story. Those are the feelings and the points that you really need to illustrate, and those are what will reach your audience. Okay, so the contrast, remember, it's all about contrast here. The contrast between your initial state where you started and then the breakthrough moments that happen and who you were or how you were changed afterwards, those are the things that people will remember. So a fun little tip to keep in mind when you're writing a speech is it's not about what you say. People won't remember every word that you say to them. They might remember a powerful quote or a statement that you make, but what they will remember is how they felt when they heard you speak. So again, when you're going through the writing process for a speech and you are thinking about your punchy opening statement, whatever that provocative line might be, and you're thinking about the end and you're starting there and working backwards, and then you're really diving into these emotional moments, these are all the things that you can use to create that contrast and really give a story that will get your point across, leave the audience with something, and hopefully cause them to respond in the way that you want them to. Okay, your experiences are really where the magic lies here, and I want you to be more confident and more willing to dive into them. They are powerful, and when you share them, you embrace that power and you help others to embrace their power within their stories as well. That's all I have for you today. Next steps would be to go and book a free call with me if you want to learn how to unlock the power of your story and start sharing it confidently with any audience from any stage. I'll see you next time.